This building here, 1717 Arch, used to be where they held the firefighters climb. A fundraiser, I forget, for leukemia or... Anyway, I'm not sure. I kind of forget, but that's used to be the tallest building. Of course, now Comcast is the tallest. These two Comcast buildings are the tallest over here. But during the pandemic, they had to switch venues for the firefighters climb, and I don't know if they brought it back. Peppermint or Troutman pepper. See how it can look like a dragon's face a little bit, a big snout and two eyes on either side. You have to, in person it's easier to see, but the sign's making it harder. But if you can see the stone, it has a dragon-like effect. I worked for a gym that had to file bankruptcy during the pandemic. I was a yoga instructor at the time, and they used Greenberg and Traurig. If you put a ma in there, it's Greenberg and Trauma Rig. So I kind of wondered, like, what's rigged and what wasn't. So we'll leave it at that. Speaking of, and Greenberg and Trauma Rig or Traurig has offices all around the United States. The office that handled that particular group, it was UFit Health and Fitness. I worked in Gainesville, Florida at the time, but it was the Delaware office and Chicago. Delaware and Chicago were handling the bankruptcy filing for UFit Health and Fitness all around the United States. And they were from, was it Orange Street or French Street? Either way. Like 1007, you know, 007 of course. It's an old spy, you know, a James Bond reference. So I don't know what to say. Speaking of Trauma Rig, is this the terrace on 18th? Or the terrace on 18th? Federal Donuts at the bottom and Victory Brewing on the other side. So if you don't see the word and should only hear it for various reasons, someone would wonder, like, is there a terrace on 18th or the terrace on 18th? This is a Pearl Properties apartment building. It used to be, get this, even better, wait for it, an Embassy Suites. So this, for years, this building was an Embassy Suites hotel. Pearl Properties, Pearl, whatever that means, converted it to an apartment building, and now it's the terrace on 18th with Federal Donuts at the bottom, which is a Philadelphia creation. It's Federal Donuts is part of an Israeli soul collective, believe it or not. And then Victory Brewing, which is on the other side, which is used to be TGI Fridays. Now it's Victory Brewing. So who's brewing what? Who brewed what? Starbucks loves their cold brew and their nitro cold brew this, cold brew that. Little witchcraft going on, or those would be the words I guess they could use, but anyway. One wonders, Embassy Suites, now a terrace on 18th, with Federal Donuts and Victory Brewing. So Federal Donuts belongs to an Israeli soul collective. They used to call it that. I don't know if they still call it, which means there's a whole bunch of restaurants under one umbrella, like a collective. There's another group like that, the Schulson Collective, which has a bunch of restaurants. Here's the Cathedral of St. Peter's, Basilica of St. Peter's and Paul. The Pope showed up here in 2015. It was like late summer, fall of 2015. And they built Cathedral Lofts. That's that opened recently. So Cathedral Lofts, the Basilica of St. Peter's and Paul, and then the offices for the cathedral are tucked back there. So we walked through the cathedral, one cathedral square or whatever. So in the Israeli Soul Collective would be like Dizengoff, Goldie, Zahav, Federal Donuts. There was another one that they closed down. I got a vegetarian shawarma sandwich there, which is like swarm or shawarm. Usually it's filled with meat, but they used just seasoned vegetables. I don't even know if they had tofu in there, but it was so good. Oh my god, it made me realize I had to find new spices to spice up the dish, any vegetarian stuff that I eat. Oh god, it was so good. I think they use like an umami blend, which would be like a mushroom savory. It doesn't really taste like mushroom, it's more of a savory. So anyway, 1701. So One Cathedral Square is on 1701 Cherry Street. Is Cherry? Are we on Cherry or are we on Race or Arch? Hold on, we might be on Race. Anyway, we're on Race, I think. Cherry, Race, and Arch I get mixed up with sometimes when we're in this section where everything's clumped together. But this is, of course, where Pope Francis showed up. He being a little bit more controversial because of his slight acceptance of the